You've done it all. Affirmations, meditations, quantum techniques. But the money, it hasn't come yet. You followed what they said. You tried to think positive. You visualized. You felt gratitude even before it arrived. You did that meditation at 3:33 in the morning with the right headphones, listening to that audio that unlocks the frequency of deserving. And deep down, you believed it. Because I really wanted to believe. But the money, it didn't come. Why is that? This question won't leave your mind. You blame yourself. You think you're doing something wrong. Or that maybe you're not really deserving. Do you have blocks so deep that no technique is able to touch? Or is there something more invisible, more subtle, but that has such a strong weight that it holds the energy of abundance out of your reality? Today, you will understand the greatest spiritual error that prevents money from coming. And the most curious thing, this error is present precisely in the most conscious, most searching, most connected people with spirituality. And that's exactly why it's so hard to see it, because it hides behind the idea of spiritual evolution. It camouflages itself under the belief that detachment is noble, that wishing is wrong, that asking for money is small, worldly, impure. But there is something that no one has told you. Money does not reject anyone. Whoever rejects it, it's you. And this does not happen in an obvious way. It happens in a disguised way. Behind beautiful phrases like, "I just want peace." Behind the attempt to be a person too spiritual to care about the material. Meanwhile, its financial reality remains tight. Opportunities don't seem to see you. The bills keep coming, but the answers from the universe, no. So tell me, what if what is holding you back is not a lack of faith, but an excess of resistance hidden within spirituality itself? And if the mistake isn't in what you didn't do, but why have you been doing it all? Because here's a powerful and uncomfortable truth. Many people seek to manifest money from scarcity, masquerading as spirituality. You pretend you don't care about money, but suffer in silence from the lack of it. You say you don't want to be greedy, but you feel small every time you see someone thriving, trying to be enlightened, while settling for scraps from the universe. But the universe does not respond to what you say. It responds to what you vibrate. And what you vibrate comes from what you believe about yourself. So listen well. I receive because I open myself, not because I beg. This isn't just a pretty mantra. It's a reset button. She unlocks a key. Because receiving has nothing to do with deserving. It has to do with allowing yourself. As long as you are putting yourself in the position of the one who begs, the one who pleads, the one who negotiates with the universe trying to prove that you are worthy, you are vibrating absence. Lack is vibrating. It's vibrating that it's still missing, and everything that vibrates lacks generates more lack. Think with me. Do you really think that the quantum field responds to those who ask on their knees? With fear, with guilt, with shame? Or does he respond to those who align himself with the certainty that he already is, already has, already deserves? And now maybe you start remembering. From that moment when everything seemed to be flowing, but out of nowhere it froze. That feeling that you were so close and all of a sudden everything slipped. That's it. The mistake is not in what you did. It's at the root of where you vibrated, at the origin of your intention. Now maybe you're starting to notice that there is no point in repeating 1,000 affirmations if inside your frequency keeps saying, "I am not enough." And the most paradoxical, the more you try to correct this with practices, techniques, the more you reinforce the idea that there is something broken in you. Do you want to know why the money didn't come? Because you didn't. Open up. You have tried to pull the money into your reality with effort, with anxiety, with urgency. And the flow of manifestation does not respond to the urgency. He responds to surrender. It's not about fighting to demonstrate. It's about letting go of everything that still makes you believe that you need to fight. And at this point, it is essential to tell you one thing. There is no point in continuing to look for answers outside. The real turning point happens when you change the origin of your vibration. That's exactly what I showed directly, without further ado, in the material I left in the first comment pinned here in the video. It is there that I explain what you were never told about the real turning point of the demonstration. Don't leave it for later. You'll understand why so many get stuck even though you know all about the law of attraction. Now, breathe, take a seat, and remember, I receive it because I open up, not because I beg it. Simple, profound, transformer. And in the next few minutes, we will cross this territory together. Let's unmask the false spirituality that blocks the flow of money. And, at the end, I'll show you the most powerful revelation of all. The one that reprograms, that expands, that turns the key for real. Are you ready? So stay with me till the end. If this video has already made something vibrate inside, enjoy and subscribe to the channel now. This is how you help this message reach those who also need it. And the algorithm understands that this matters because it matters. Now we move on. And what comes next can change everything. What few people understand, and almost no one has the courage to say, is that money is not a reward. It is not a trophy for having been a good person, nor a spiritual approval for having done all the right practices. Money is energy, and energy flows where there is space, openness, congruence. But many of us grew up with distorted ideas about money, and especially about our value. We grew up hearing that money is dirty, that the rich are selfish, that real spirituality is simple, that luxury is futility. We grew up in homes where money was a reason for fighting, anguish, fear, and even after we become conscious, seeking, awake adults, these brands continue to operate deep down. You want to attract money, but unconsciously, you still see it as something wrong, dangerous, dirty, or incompatible with your spiritual essence. And here's the point where everything gets stuck. You try to attract something that, deep down, you still reject. You want to manifest something that, at the very core of your being, you still believe will corrupt you. This is the greatest spiritual mistake, trying to be uplifted while feeling guilty for desiring. It's like trying to run with the handbrake on. You put your intention in one direction, but your vibration says the opposite, and vibration wins, always, because the universe does not respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you believe to be true. And if you still feel that you need to prove that you are worthy, if you still feel that you need to win the favor of the universe so that it can bless you with prosperity, then, without realizing it, you are saying that abundance is not your natural state, and that in itself creates separation. There is already a lack of it. That alone blocks the flow. You can repeat 1,000 times, "I'm rich," but if deep down you feel that it's wrong to want more, that it's not fair for you to have it while others don't, that you need to purify yourself first, or that you haven't done enough to deserve it yet, the result will not change, because every manifestation is born from the feeling of "it already is." And most are trying to attract from the "not yet, but one day who knows." Do you see the abyss? True spirituality does not reject the material world. She recognizes it as part of the experience. She understands that wealth is not ostentation, it is expression. It is the flow of life moving freely through you. It is the universe trusting that through you the resource will expand. But for that, you need to allow yourself to be the channel. You need to stop begging and start opening up. I receive it because I open up, not because I beg it. That's the frequency. That's the vibe. It is the end of the internal war. It's the point where you stop trying to convince the universe and start vibrating as part of it. From that place on, money is no longer a distant prize. It is a natural consequence of your energy. But to get here, you need to let go of the old program. The one who says that to be spiritual is to be content with little. The one who associates scarcity with purity. The one who believes that the path of light is the path of limitation. That was a control code, a cultural implant, a collective program that generated entire generations afraid of their own power. People who have learned to cancel themselves out to look good, who have learned to diminish themselves so as not to threaten others, who condition themselves to live at least so as not to bother. But the truth is, the universe does not work with the minimum. Nature is not limited. The cosmos is not restrained. Look at the sky, at the oceans, at the galaxies. Look at the infinite complexity of an atom. The universe is pure expansion, and you are part of it. So why should it be any different with you? Why should you restrict the flow of life in the name of a spirituality that makes you feel small? This is not elevation. This is prison. And the more you try to fit into this mold, the further you move away from your real nature, creative, free, abundant. Now you may be wondering, but then how do I change this vibration in practice? How do I clear these deep blockages that I didn't even know were there? And this is where many people go wrong again, looking for more techniques, more tools, more methods. As if you had to do something crazy to reconnect with something that has always been inside. The real turning point doesn't happen when you add more. It happens when you remove the layers of resistance. It's not about learning something new. It's about remembering who you are without the filters of scarcity. And that's exactly why I've prepared direct, deep, no-nonsense content with the manifestation, codes that really work when you align the right vibration. It's on the first pinned comment. Click there after you finish that video. It's not for the curious. It's for those who are ready to unlock for real. Now, back to the frequency. You don't need to purify yourself to be prosperous. You don't need to prove that you are spiritual enough to deserve to have one. You just need to allow yourself. You just need to stop fighting what you want. This is exactly what most people do without realizing it. They fight against what they want, believing that they are being evolved. You say you want abundance, but act as if it is wrong to have it. You say you want wealth, but vibrate guilt every time you talk about money. And then the universe, which only responds to your energy field, continues to deliver you exactly that. A reality where money is a promise that is never fulfilled. But now you know. You understood that it's not about wanting. It's about vibrating. It's not about asking. It's about opening. It's not about deserving. It's about allowing. And this awareness changes everything. Because from now on, you can start observing the times when you are begging disguised as faith. You may begin to notice when your spirituality has become a shield not to assume your desire. And that hurts at first. But it liberates. Because when you stop pretending you don't care about money and you start integrating that energy as part of your truth, no fear, no guilt, no shame, the flow comes back, not like magic, but as a consequence. You start to vibrate presence, energy authority, security from those who know they are part of abundance, not someone trying to reach it. This change is everything. That's where opportunities start to look for you. It's where the money starts coming in without you knowing exactly where it comes from. It's where the paths open without you forcing the doors. Because energy does not respond to effort. It responds to coherence. And when you say clearly, I receive because I open myself, not because I beg, the universe listens, and it returns. It gives back in the form of unexpected encounters, of people who come up with proposals, from ideas that become projects, of paths that simply flow. But before all that, there is a moment when you need to say yes. Yes to your abundance. Yes to your guilt-free desire. Yes to being who you are, without apologizing for it. Do you notice? This whole journey, this spiritual search for answers, for unblocking, for solutions. It was never about finding something out there. It was about remembering. Remember what you already are. Remember what you already carry. Remember that there is no debt to be paid, nor mission to be fulfilled for the money to come to you. The only condition is that you don't close yourself off. And this is the real spiritual work. To open inner space for the flow of life to pass through you, without blockages, without sabotage, without guilt. And this is where many people get lost. Confuse spirituality with penance. It confuses detachment with fear of receiving. It confuses faith with conformism. But you have now seen what most have not yet seen, that true spirituality is not the absence of desire, but the full presence of desire, without fear, without attachment, without shame. It is not about wanting less. It is about wanting with conscience. When you want it consciously, without hiding it behind a spiritual veneer, you start to emit a vibration that the universe understands as a green light. Opening sign, a sign of readiness, a sign that the channel is clean. And then the answers come. The flow begins, the money arrives. You no longer have to walk in the desert trying to prove your faith. Abundance is not a consolation prize. It is a reflection of your permission. If you still think that you need to suffer to deserve it, or that you need to learn one more lesson before you can receive, then your mind is still operating in conditional mode. But the flow of creation does not work with conditions. It works with connection, with energetic truth, with alignment. So maybe this is the time to do something that seems small, but that transforms everything. Let go of the need to control, to prove, to deserve. And start just allowing. Allow the money to come. No guilt, no drama, without hiding behind discourses of light that keep you in the shadow of scarcity. You're not here to survive. You are here to express, to create, to live with freedom. And that includes financial freedom. Without it, its expansion is limited. Without it, you spend your life asking for permission to live your own dreams. You feel like you have a mission, right? Do you feel like you're here for something bigger? So understand this. Your mission also needs resources, and money is one of those resources, not as an end, but as a bridge, as a means, as fuel. You weren't born to sacrifice yourself. You were born to inspire. And no one inspires with overdue bills, with a head full of debts, with a tight chest because they don't know if they will be able to pay the basics next month. Inspiration is born of freedom, and freedom manifests itself with conscience and permission. So now, maybe you're faced with a choice that is not rational, but energetic. You can keep asking, trying, waiting, or you can declare to the field, I receive it because I open up, not because I beg it. Say it again, with presence, with surrender, with truth. This phrase is not an embellishment. It is an activation. It changes the place from which you vibrate. From there, you start to act differently, thinking differently, speaking differently, because you start to move from the identity of those who already have it. And that's when the everyday miracle happens. The universe starts treating you as someone who already has it. And everything changes. The right ideas appear. The right people emerge. The right opportunities materialize effortlessly, without despair. No magic method. Just alignment. Just coherence. Just aperture. Real spirituality is not mystical. It is simple and natural. It is in your body when you breathe a sigh of relief from trusting. It's in your eyes when you view life with gratitude. It's in your vibration when you decide, finally, to stop chasing and start letting it come. That's what changes everything. It's not what you do. It's where you make it from. You can keep trying to manifest money with the same frequency of fear, disguised as faith. Or it can change the base, change the center, and enter the vibration of those who already have it, even before the money arrives. Because when you vibrate like someone who already has it, it comes. And it comes because the universe doesn't resist those who are at peace with their own power. In the end, it all comes down to this. You're not here to beg for blessings. You are here to activate codes, to remember, to access. And if everything you heard today touched you on some level, if it moved something inside, then write in the comments, without fear, without censorship. I receive it because I open up, not because I beg it. And you share this message with those who also feel that they are doing everything, but have not yet understood what is holding back abundance, because now you know. Now you have seen it. Now you can choose. And before closing, I just reinforce. If this made sense to you, leave the like, subscribe to the channel. That's how you show the field, life, and the algorithm that this message has value. And value is what brings returns. His energy opened the door. Now, let the flow in, because you didn't come here to beg. You came to receive, and you will.